And we welcome you to the Real Estate Radio Show featuring Chris Lofthus of the Chris Lofthus Group at Keller Williams Realty. In Boise, we come your way each and every Saturday about this time. Chris, as always, welcome to the show. And I got to believe you're having a very enjoyable summer.
Yeah, we are. We just got done talking about this right before we came on air here, and we talked a little bit about how things are changing around here for the better, and it's really fun to watch. Everyone's attitude in Boise is getting better week by week. We've been doing the show for about 5 months now, and it's just even since we started doing the show, you can just see the change in people around Boise.
Mm-hmm. There's two things that I've learned in this business that people say, hey, you got to talk about the weather, your kids. I guess the third one would be your pets. So probably won't talk about kids and pets. How does the heat affect what's going on out there? I know you're probably going, Tester, what the heck are you talking about? But I still see guys building, doing all the stuff they're doing. But how about as far as the buyers and sellers out there? Are they still, doesn't matter if it's 104 or 105, or do you see a slowdown at all, or what's that like?
It's kind of both ways. I mean, the holidays are the holidays, and we have a lot of people visiting from out of state, kind of checking the area out. But overall, with the weather, and it's been extraordinarily hot for even Boise. I mean, I've only lived here 5 years, but it seems like when we start pushing 103, 104 degrees, it becomes a little bit much. But overall, the flow is really good, and we'll discuss here in a second a little bit about what's going on with new construction, because I ran the numbers, and it's actually amazing what's going on, and all the activity. And our guest today, Burton Friesz, with Burton Friesz Remodeling. We're going to discuss some things you can do to your house, and just give people some more options.
You're listening to the Chris Lofthus Show. As we mentioned, comes your way each and every Saturday. You can check him out at Chris Lofthus, and that's CHRIS Lofthus, LOFTHUS.com. That's chrislofthus.com. Or you can send him an email. Contact us at clgeagle.com, and that's CLG as in Chris Lofthus Group. Or simply pick up the phone and call 350-6228, 350-6228. I know the crew you had on last week, Jeff Cox, was really pleased what you did with the weather for him, because their phones have been ringing off the hook 24 hours a day with air conditioning right now, heating and air conditioning.
Oh, yeah, Jeff, that was actually a really interesting show, and you talked about the things that we do on a daily basis that are wrong, in the house, like you talked about closing your registers and that type of stuff. And I'm sure Jeff was really busy, and that was actually a really fun show because, as we talk about, conserving energy and those types of things, and people do, it's like reach out to Jeff Cox at Right Now Heating and Air and, ask the right questions, and it will actually save you money in the long run.
All right, Chris, you are the guru of real estate in the West, not to mention here in the Treasure Valley and beyond. Let's start out with, as you do each and every week, with the market overview. What are you seeing in Ada County, the active numbers, the median price, what's being closed, just kind of the Chris Lofthus overview.
And we always talk about being repetitive, and it does seem repetitive, but, it's such an important thing to talk about. And we've been hovering around 22 forever. It just seems like that's our key number, 2252 active listings right now. And, you look at what's going on, and it's kind of weird. I ran the numbers this morning, and we looked at it. And if you look at new construction, what's going on, I mean, obviously everyone can see what's going on out there. You're driving up and down Eagle Road, whatever, they're talking about the 10-mile, the new stuff that's going on over there. But you look at new construction, if you look at, year to date from January till now, we have 644 units sold at a median price of $208,000. If you take that same time frame last year, there was only 429 units sold at $199,000. And if you look at it, overall, the units sold are up 34% in new construction, which is absolutely insane. It would probably put us in the top 1% of cities across America, because that's just an insane number. Even although the appreciation is only up 5%, but 34% in units sold volume up is a truly amazing number.
Later on in the show, Chris is going to talk to you about investing in real estate and some of the people that he is seeing out there and saying, hey, these low numbers and the rates and everything that's going on, maybe now is a good time. How about in terms of, again, when you drive down Eagle Road, and I'm always fascinated when I see starting at Big Al's and all the buildings and everything that's going on, and then it's not like they're vacant. I mean, the signs I keep seeing is help wanted, we're hiring, stuff that goes along there. Is that picking up your pace as well? Are you running into people that say, yeah, I'm working at Big Al's, or I want to live here? I know you have some high-end clients as well that are saying, hey, we want to live here in the summer. Is that picking up your pace as well?
Yeah, you talk about Big Al's, and we always talk about Big Al's because everyone's so excited for it opening. But we look at the other stuff. For example, over by your place over there in Paramount, you look at Chinden. And I was just having a discussion with a client over there. We drove by there, and what people don't realize is there's all that space out in front there that they're going to be filling in with all new, brand new construction for commercial property. So you're going to have, there's going to be so many choices for restaurants and all these other, opportunities out there for businesses to succeed. And when you look at it, like I was talking to Rob Godsa last night, we were talking about, he's the owner of Cheerleaders on Eagle Road. And, his attitude towards things is, there's enough business to go around, and with the amount of people moving in here and all this new construction, we talk about this number 34% up new construction, and you talk about it. That's people that are moving to this area. That's money coming in. That's people bringing business in here, and I just think that you watch this positive momentum and this flow in the valley it's actually remarkable to me when you look at other areas around the United States.
Now, as much publicity as we give Rob, shouldn't he be coming on the show? Because we can either talk about Sunrise Cafe, or we can talk about Cheerleaders. And we got to get him on before football season starts.
No, it's kind of funny, and we just talked about this last night. I was having this discussion with my wife, and I can't believe we're already, in July, and I think I'm just getting old. I don't know if it's that or
you're not getting old.
Well, come on, 42. But you talk about it. It just seems like time. It just seems like time's just flying. Well, I'm 43.
I'm scared that your assistant has to tell you how old you are.
Well, no, I'm 43.
Annette, is he 43?
July 16th. July 16th, I'm 42. So, but the point is that, it seems like, time's flying by and all this stuff. And we talk about football season, and Broncos going to start pretty soon, and people don't talk about it. Like we have Carson and his buddy is, your son Carson, talk about he's at football practice at BK. And the thing is, it just, the ball doesn't stop rolling in our world or anybody else's world.
Well, and it seems like, there's a little bit of a respite. And I think you hit it on the head the beginning of the show is, that was the week of 4th of July, and folks, that respite's over. If you're going to go somewhere, go, but now it's time, whether you're going to fix up your home. Burton Friesz is going to talk to us about some ideas with the kitchen, and it seems like whether it's your kitchen or your bathroom or purchasing a new home, this is probably that slot to get her done before school and football starts.
Yeah, and I could never, of all the good people I have on the show, this is probably one of the guys I personally can I always talk about putting the Chris Lofthus group stamp of approval, but me personally, as a person, I can tell you that he's one of the nicest guys I've met. Honest, ethical, and you know what? He's going to give you the real deal, and he's going to give you the ideas. And he bounces stuff off me all the time. We talk about, hey, look, I send him over to somebody's house, and Burton will shoot back to me and say, I think this is a bad idea. What do you think? Are they dumping too much money in the kitchen? Are they ever going to get it out? Are they moving? And so there's just so many different, different dynamics to what Burton does, and I'm really excited to have a little chat with him here.
Yeah, and you might want to get a pencil and some paper because Burton, he teaches this across the region, but 3 of the top, we can either call it mistakes or things to look for when you're updating a kitchen, and the 3 top items for updating a bathroom. That'll be in our next segment. Chris, as we get ready to wrap up, and we'll talk more about this later on in the show, update us on the secret list. That's something you launched here. We're coming up on a couple of months. First, explain it to the first-time listeners. Go, hey, what is this secret list? And if it's a secret, why are you telling me about it?
Right.
And in essence, this is kind of a Chris Lofthus exclusive that only our listeners are getting this secret list. Yeah,
the secret list, we talked about this. We've talked about it for the past month or so, and it's basically just houses that are not on the market that people are considering listing, or they don't, they just don't want their family or friends to really know that they're considering moving out of the area or just in and around Boise. And Annette just handed me this list here, and I didn't realize how many we had on here, which is pretty remarkable, actually, from 3,000 square foot house in Lower Banbury and Eagle to stuff in the North End in Boise. So it's one of those deals where if you're a buyer and you can't find what you want because inventory levels are so low, you just say, hey, you know what, give us a call. We'll chat with you and talk to you. Give us your guidelines of what you want to buy, and if we might have a product that fits your description.
And I think the other piece, like you said, is, I know that's what comes around our home is whether we were selling our house or not, Claudia, is it clean enough? Do I need to get all these things done? And that's the great thing about the secret list is, in essence, the pieces that go with that. So you can reach out to Chris, 350-6228, 350-6228, Annette, who puts together this show, and she's kind of the verbal mortar between the bricks of knowledge. Will get you situated for that. And if you got a friend from out of town that says, hey, we're getting ready to move there, that's where I really see that secret list where I'd say, hey, Chris, I'm trying to get my mom to move down from Coeur d'Alene.
Right.
It's a couple of months away. Hey, a buddy just talked to me from Chicago, where your wife's from, and said, I was listening to the show online. Maybe we should look at moving in the Boise area. I think that's where that secret list, that's right in the sweet spot for them.
Yeah, it truly is. And the fact of the matter is that list is just, it's kind of, the more I think about it, and I've never, I don't even know where we came up with it. We just
I dreamed it up.
We made it up, yeah. The Dave Tester's secret list. But, it is. It's one of those deals where it's kind of interesting because there's so little inventory, Dave, out there. And, you even talk to, even down to new construction secret list, you talk about, we have builders that are sitting there waiting to build stuff, and they're sitting there going, okay, like, we don't feel like we have the buyer for this product, but that's the whole thing is it just come to us, reach out to us. Like I always tell, my personal cell phone number is 514-5003. Reach out to Annette, Jerry, Sharon, any of us, and we'll be happy to help you out.
All right, it is the Real Estate Radio Show featuring Chris Lofthus of the Chris Lofthus Group at Keller Williams Realty in Boise. When we come back, Burton Friesz, that's burtonsremodeling.com. We'll have some helpful hints for remodeling, updating your bath and kitchen. And, I've had some folks that have worked with Burton, and they said, hey, Dave, he does more than kitchens and baths. And he's going to talk about all the different things. I mean, if you're looking at cabinets, refinishing, new, whatever it might be, this guy can get it all done for you. Burton Friesz. We'll be back right after this timeout.